Morning, everybody. Welcome to LOCPOD, Belgium's top-rated podcast. We are back, Season 7, Episode 9. Good morning, everybody.
You just let that just rolled off your lips.
Yeah, I think that's the new intro.
What happened to Singapore? Just left in the dust.
I was just going to be like, I'm not going to be controversial about Singapore.
Good. You know, that's a good call. You know, why put that into the Senate race? Do I really want to make Singapore an issue?
Singapore would be totally pissed off at me.
Dude, I literally made it the caption today. One of Singapore's top-rated podcasts begins now. We should start pandering to Singapore a little bit more, though, because they're such a big audience.
I don't want to alienate my Belgian vote before November 8th.
That's a good call. Maybe that is the title, John. Let's not make Singapore an issue.
Right? Because we're locked in on Belgium.
Oh,
so why piss them off? They're with us.
They're traditional fans of LOCPOD.
If we hang them out to dry for Singapore,
they could just go to Todd Young.
Belgians will be just like, yeah.
Next thing you know,
Belgians for Todd Young.
Yeah,
and it would be our fault.
These expats in Belgium are now. I mean, you don't know how.
Like Tom McDermott doesn't care about it.
It could be like 35 votes there.
I know.
Think about Zach's comments on the last show. He's like, it's like afternoon right now.
Yeah,
they're all just drinking,
sitting in the
coffee.
pub, or
they're just half wasted right now on a Friday. By the way, Jill gets the best shows because when Notorious LMP's here, they're getting wasted on Tuesday.
That's not even happening.
Only alcoholics get wasted on Tuesday.
I think our viewership is up on Friday LOCPOD episodes in Belgium.
Yeah.
We're better when you listen when you're drunk, honestly.
Are they listening? Do you think they're listening on download? Or are they? Oh, yeah, it's download, not Facebook.
I don't think they're watching on Facebook.
No.
Is anyone even on Facebook anymore?
39 people.
I saw something interesting. Our live studio audience is down, so share the stream. But I saw something interesting about social media the other day that where do you go, which social media platform do you go to for, if you want to be informed, if you want the news, if you want entertainment. So, and it showed they were talking to all, young people.
Sure.
It was interesting.
Informed and news for me is Twitter.
For sure. And that was the
on
top.
A platform.
Do you guys go to Twitter for news?
No.
I do.
Really?
Yeah. Actually.
That's where I put my policy stuff is on Twitter because I get the best reaction.
I mean, I still subscribe to places like, New York Times, Indy Star, NWI Time, whatever, for news articles. But a lot of times will end up linking there through Twitter.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And then where do you go for, do you use Instagram, Jill?
Yeah.
What do you use it for?
I just scroll in. I don't read
you don't post
news or sometimes, but nothing.
It seems like that's more like if you're a Hollywood model, right?
Or like an NBA star, right?
NBA stars put
Instagram.
What do they do? That's pretty specific.
Well,
right?
it seems like NBA. Sports. Maybe I just think of LeBron being so active on social media, so I think of NBA guys on Instagram. But
if I was a hot model, which I'm not, but I would use TikTok. It's way better than.
I think TikTok seems to me to be like hot women who are not famous models.
Yeah.
That want to be.
Yeah.
And I think it's still the platform where you
How do you know?
It's a thirst trap.
My algorithm is perfect.
Thirst trap.
Just a thirst trap.
There's the title.
It's a thirst trap.
It's a what?
Thirst trap.
Oh, nice.
So Paul Zawada in chat said, I wouldn't have to go to Facebook if LOCPOD was on YouTube.
Oh, that's like a dig at you, John.
I think it's
that's
not.
A dig at John.
No.
John's been big about this. John has been one of the ones, and I don't know why we haven't made the
I think it's time.
Season 8.
Season
I'll be
8,
honest with
YouTube.
you. I agree with you said it was Paul?
Yes.
I agree with Paul. I wouldn't.
It's time.
First off, I'm not making a move off Facebook before November 8th. Let's be honest, right? I do have 15,000 people that follow me on Facebook.
Yeah, I mean, the city has a ton too, right? I mean, city uses.
Well,
Facebook
I'm not saying that. I'm saying me personally.
Gotcha.
I don't like Facebook anymore.
The Tom McDermott brand is getting off Facebook after.
I don't like Facebook personally. I just don't. And quite frankly, it seems like when you interact with people on Facebook, it seems like 9 times out of 10 they're usually pissed off coming into it.
Yeah, there's
That's
a lot of anger on Facebook.
Right?
There's a lot of Karens on Facebook.
Dude, Facebook is
anger.
brutal. Yeah. People are just pissed, and then they'll give you the missives that are 10 pages long and it's got 15 spelling mistakes.
A lot of angry people
because there's no limit in characters.
Right. That's the thing I do like about Twitter is if you're gonna come at me,
to the point.
You got to be creative about it. Right.
Get to the point.
You got to edit your shit. You got to make sure there's no spelling mistakes. I like that.
I do too, because if you don't, it's going up for all to see with all the spelling mistakes.
Like the other day, I get
no
this
edit feature.
I get this letter the other day from somebody that they wrote a handwritten letter to me as mayor. It was 4 pages long.
Oh.
And it was the most incomprehensible writing I've ever seen in my life. I'm like, holy crap, I feel horrible. I can't read this goddamn letter.
What do they want?
I'm
what
like,
do they want me
for
to
God's
do?
sakes, this guy spent like an hour writing this thing, and I'm trying
Yeah.
so hard to help him. I was
And
like,
I can't figure out what he
don't
wants.
you have a freaking keyboard? Like, for God's sakes, this is brutal. I mean, it's so beautiful writing, just beautifully
Wow.
horrible. It's like
Beautifully horrible.
It is like
That's a
this
title.
That's the
this
title.
poor person. I don't even know if it's a man or a woman. I'm just like, really?
Help.
Like, if you're gonna spend a lot of time writing a letter to the mayor, make it legible. That's the most important
Make it
part.
comprehensible.
Good God, it's so sad.
Facebook is kind of like it's good for grandparents to see what the grandkids are doing.
Agree.
You know, like here's what Johnny did in his baseball game this weekend, or here's a photo of the kids at graduation.
It's dying. It's dying.
I agree.
Facebook
So.
is dying.
Well, I think Facebook's totally focused on Meta. They got this vision for the metaverse, and I think that's what it's all about. They changed their name to Meta. Their stock symbol.
Yeah.
Stock ticker.
Their company name is now Meta.
It's not. They used to be FB on the trade, and now they're META.
Wow.
So like they've totally focused, and quite frankly, I think it's a dying.
It's an
institution.
interesting. It's going to be interesting, right, over the next. I don't know. What do you think? Decade to see what happens.
I give
with
Facebook credit though; they were the first one really going live.
Yeah,
when that came
Facebook
out,
Live
that
was
was like
huge.
cutting edge. I mean, they were the first social media network. They just really haven't changed a lot, and I mean that's. So I think I'm going to transition out after. But you know what's interesting is thinking about where LOCPOD is going to be for season 8, because
Wow.
obviously on November 8th we're going to beat Todd Young. I'm going to become a U.S. senator.
Fire Todd Young, please.
I'm gonna, and when I become a U.S. senator, I'm not walking from you guys. I love you guys and our
So
audience.
nice of you.
And the 50-something people that are watching us live right now.
Thank
I
you.
mean, we got to do something for the audience.
Absolutely.
So I think in season 8 we make a clean break. We go to YouTube Live, okay,
YouTube.
and we go once a week.
All right.
I'm in.
Count me in.
Okay.
You had me at once a week.
Yeah, me.
So we go live on YouTube once a week, and then if the audience doesn't
Fridays.
follow, Fridays. And because I'll be in DC until Friday, and I'll come home, we'll do LOCPOD.
But Tom, don't you think like things change a little bit when you're senator for the podcast? Don't you think we'll have a lot of more like corporate attention, wanting to get on the show, buy you out? You know what I mean?
I mean, last week you said we'd have real guests finally.
No, I didn't mean it that way.
like you're gonna wear like the NASCAR car. That's gonna be Tom.
Oh yeah.
Like
See,
your
like,
shirt will have
all
like
his
sponsors
Yeah.
on your shirt.
It's like I love, and we're gonna keep our. See, we're gonna grandfather in our sponsors, so we'll still
Yes.
do Ron Preston Insurance,
course.
Cantrell,
Yes, Byway,
Tortillas Nuevo Leon. We're gonna do them all
Power
still, right?
America,
And then it's gonna be
Fry
like we'll do
Electronics.
Cantrell, and then we'll follow it up with like
Calumet Breweries.
Budweiser commercial. Right
Yeah,
after it'll be
wow.
Cantrell, and then it'll roll into like Pizza Hut, stuff
All
like
right.
that. And
Pizza Huts
Cantrell,
are still open.
what's that?
Our Pizza Huts
Oh
still
yeah,
Domino's.
Pizza Hut.
How
There's
about
one on
this?
the Boulevard.
Domino's.
Delivery or
Want
pickup.
to know something interesting about pizza stock companies? Domino's is one of the best performing stocks in the New York stock market,
Wow.
on the
Interesting.
stock market for the last decade.
Wow.
Never
Like,
had it.
Domino's.
Up there with like Facebook, although Facebook's doing shitty now, but like up there with Google, up there with all the big dogs. Domino's.
Domino's Pizza.
I had it last night. You know why? Because Domino's has a good app, and they were
They
revolutionary.
have a very good app.
It's one of the best. It's key. But it's what it'll be like on LOCPOD when we go big time in season 8. It's gonna be like when Wayne's World. They started off. Wayne's World was like a basement
In the
show,
basement.
and then they go in and like they're in the big production and they're selling like national products
Yes.
and all. That's what it's gonna be like on LOCPOD.
the Rob Lowe scene.
We're gonna be like, we're gonna ditch this bullshit office we're in right now. We're gonna move to a real office with a real landlord.
No kidding.
I can't wait
One
to get
that'll
out.
charge you.
Kevin's our landlord,
You'll
by
be
the
paying
way.
rent.
Yeah, we get into this
All right,
bullshit
fine.
cave we're in.
Thank you.
All right, this is what it's gonna be like. I just found it.
Oh, look at that.
Let me.
Oh, this is awesome.
So
All
hold
right.
on. This is a
us.
clip of Wayne World. This is
Oh, this is
This is
such
what
a
makes
what's
great
that guy's
clip.
name again?
Mike Myers.
Mike Myers.
Thank you, Jill.
All right, this is LOCPOD season 8 right here.
Contract or no, I will not bow to any sponsor.
He's holding up a Pizza Hut box.
Rob Lowe.
Sorry you feel that way, but basically it's the nature of the beast.
Maybe I'm wrong on this one, but for me, the beast doesn't include selling out.
Holding
Dorito.
some Doritos.
Dorito bag.
Garth, you know what I'm talking about, right?
He's got on Reeboks.
Total Reebok.
It's like people only do things because they get...
Right there. Tom is senator. He's
That's
like
me.
giving interviews.
So I know for those of you that are streaming and not watching, we got Garth. We got Wayne with a Reebok headband, a Reebok sweater, a Reebok hat, wearing Reeboks. Yeah,
Garth and Reebok wear.
That's funny. Yeah, that's gonna be me with season 8. I'm gonna be like,
you look good in a headband, probably.
Dude, I'm gonna be like corporate, like sold out. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. All right, we're looking forward to this.
Todd Young is clipping that last
like a NASCAR,
sure.
like a NASCAR.
Todd Young is like, we got him. We finally got him. Season 7. Oh my God!
He'd sell out.
Sell out
wait.
to corporate.
I've had to listen to 180 of these episodes
to find this
nugget.
Dude, it was a nugget, Todd.
All right. Well, we've got a lot to talk about on the show today on episode 9, including some, crazy, sad news that happened yesterday in Indiana, and all kinds of other stuff that's going around the state, around the country. Tom hit the trail pretty hard this week, so we're going to get to that. But let's first say thank you to some sponsors and listen to some ads.
Ron Prestomer Insurance Agency. The Ron J. Prestomer Insurance Agency has been located for decades right on Indianapolis Boulevard in Hammond, serving all of your insurance needs. They specialize in a wide variety of insurance products and services, including auto, home, business, life, and much more. The Prestomer Agency serves over 1,000 people and businesses all around the Chicagoland and the Midwest area. Call Ron, Ronnie, or Michael at 219-844-0103.
Cantrell and Cantrell, attorneys at law. Are you injured or in trouble with the law? Give them a call and schedule your consultation today with somebody who's in court and at the jail every day. Call John Cantrell at 219-554-4LAW. That's 219-554-4LAW. Or visit their website at bettercallcantrell.com. John and his wife, Kristen, make a great team and are waiting to hear from you.
Tortillas Nueva Leon. Tortillas Nueva Leon is the gold standard in Mexican cuisine throughout the Midwest. Look for... Why'd you guys give me this one?
Testing.
Tortillas Nueva Leon's popular red and white label at your local grocery store and enjoy quality Mexican. Jesus, just cut to the clip.
You thought this was easy to do this. We're professionals.
Nuevo León, hechas con amor, para ti, tu familia, de todo corazón. Tortillas Nuevo León, hechas con amor, para ti, tu familia. De todo corazón.
Back. I was waiting for that. I missed that.
Yeah. Try Electronics. Try Electronics wants to be your complete communications provider. Try Electronics has been a leader in this industry for more than 55 years. We are dedicated to assisting our clients with their systems integration needs. Try Electronics has expertise and experience to provide superior results for a wide variety of projects. For more information, call Try Electronics today at 1-800-722-6793. Those are our ads. Part 1. Yesterday was a day that will be forever remembered by Hoosier women. September 15th, 2022. The day that SB1 or SEA1 goes into effect in Indiana, effectively overturning, well, not even effectively, overturning Roe versus Wade, making abortion illegal unless you get raped, basically. So, if you get raped, you do have options, but if you don't, which is obviously more than 99% of the time, women have no options in Indiana anymore.
I have a question about this.
Yeah.
So... do you just have to claim to be raped to be able to get, or does it have to go through the court?
Actually, my understanding is it's a form that you would fill out, and that
then you get
really
the
not
pleasure
supposed to be
talking to the police department, talking to the police officer, detailing why you want to have that procedure done in Indiana jail.
Yeah, I don't think it can be questioned, but you have to fill out.
I mean, that's what I was like. So does it have to go through the court proceedings? Which by the time that gets through, then you're given birth.
No, it doesn't.
Or you're past the time limit,
right?
You have to sign it under penalties of perjury,
right? So. Oh, and then, by the way, you have to get a doctor that agrees with you, and because the doctor's taking a chance on our Attorney General Todd Rokita
going after their license.
Yeah, so you get the added bonus of Jill. Finally, you get through all the paperwork with the police department to prove that you were raped, right? And then all of a sudden, you need to find a doctor, and the doctor's like, "Holy crap! Like she wants to get an abortion."
That doesn't happen here anymore.
I know. Like, what if Todd Rokita comes after my medical license because I'm trying to help this lady who was raped, right? And then you have the added worry of, is this Attorney General who's a zealot and just wants to get his name in the newspaper? Am I going to have to worry about this Attorney General coming after my medical license? And think about how hard you have to work as a doctor to get your medical license. Yeah. You're talking 4 years of college and then 8 years of specialty in med school. And so for 12 years of college and hundreds of thousands of dollars and a decade plus of your life, then you want to help Jill out. Who is had somebody like that who went a rape. And then you have to think about the attorney general and whether or not you want to help her.
And I mean, it's already had real impact. I saw in the paper today. There's in the Gary paper. There's a headline with near total ban in Indiana. Patient crosses state line to Flossmoor, Illinois, for treatment. I mean, it's happening. That's as of yesterday.
So where we live, for those of you that aren't familiar, I live much closer to Chicago than I do to Indianapolis. I ride my bike to Chicago.
Share a border.
It would take me 3 days to ride my bike to Indianapolis. So like that's how close to Chicago we are. So people in my area, they root for the Cubs or the White Sox. They root for the Bears. Like we could, we're Hoosiers, but we live close to Chicago.
Chicago TV, Chicago radio.
Yeah. So for people that live in our area, for women that get pregnant in our area, the ban really doesn't have much of an effect. I mean, it takes me 5 minutes driving to Illinois.
Well, I mean, yeah, right. But for most of Indiana,
right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And then, even the further south you go, because Kentucky, it's illegal, right?
Ohio.
Right, Ohio. So, like, think if you're in, southeastern Indiana, in a rural part of southeastern Indiana, and you're surrounded by states that don't allow it, and you're in a poor family, and you don't have options to fly to California or, even drive into Illinois is a big deal.
Yeah, it's days, right? You got to go to work tomorrow.
Well, what if you don't have a car?
That's right.
What if you're a kid?
Or if you don't have reliable transportation?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's horrible. It really is.
You want to play this?
Yeah, I'd love to see that.
John, we had a lot of action off that video.
So this is a tweet. Speaking of social media platforms.
John and I did this the other day, right before call time, or I was doing call time. Yeah.
So here's Tom talking about
September 15th, 2022 is a day Hoosier women will never forget. It's a day that Roe versus Wade is no longer the law of the land in Indiana, and that Hoosier women no longer have the ability to make their own reproductive decisions. All because of politicians like our Senator, Todd Young, who put 3 of the justices and confirmed them to the U.S. Supreme Court. Those 3 justices voted to overturn Roe versus Wade. I'm Tom McDermott. I'm running to be your next United States Senator here in Indiana. And when I'm your next U.S. Senator, I know why I got there. It's because women elected me. And when I get into the U.S. Senate, I'm going to work tirelessly to make sure that Roe versus Wade is the law of the land across all 50 states, and that states like Indiana cannot discriminate against women anymore. Please consider a donation to my campaign at gomcdermott.com/donate.
This message was brought to you by McDermott for Indiana.
Paid for and authorized by.
Yeah, that was like a commercial.
Approved by.
Can we talk about something kind of on the light side, like the production side?
Yes.
Hold on.
I got a couple of
sounds like I did a great job. I want to bring this up.
No. I want to talk about the production side here because something funny happened this morning. Let me enlarge this for the people watching right here. Okay. I remember when I was editing this, I was thinking like, it's good. Like the audio's great. I wish the lighting was a little bit better. There's this
lighting,
downcasted like floodlight that we were
on my forehead. I look like a French fry.
But anyways, I didn't think about it because these are like down and dirty, direct to camera. Like they're quick. I get Tom if I'm lucky for like 12 seconds to film these.
Not
things.
supposed to be perfect.
And I'm usually salty about it because they hand me like 4 sheets and expect me to memorize them in 12 seconds.
You did pretty good.
What? That took me like 12 takes. Kevin gives me he'll give me like 4 pages and he's like, "Are you ready to do this yet?" I'm like, "Dude, you handed this to me 5 seconds
and
ago."
They're all
Look how good they end up.
So I come in this morning. This is not a joke. I come in this morning. There's a bag on my chair, and it has like a ring light in it. And Kevin's like, "Yeah, someone like brought this by, thinking we could get better lighting on Tom."
No, look at his
like,
forehead.
What the hell, man?
Look at his forehead,
dude.
That was who gave it to us.
Listen. A great batter doesn't
judge.
hit a home run every time, guys.
Hey, man,
all right?
I'm all right with that. I think it's good. I got to look jacked up sometimes, too, because people are like, I know he's, he looks different than that.
Look, you're running around the state.
I look like I got a French fry light on me.
Yes. That is exactly right. It looks like a heat lamp.
I'm a McDonald's French fry in this food.
John, where's that other picture I sent with the mayor getting interviewed? Do you have that up or no? Is that
I do. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Here.
Oh, yeah, Channel 7 News.
So it kind of is like an ABC.
Bam. Did you see that? I didn't
see it yet.
This was what? Channel 7?
This
Channel
was
7.
ABC.
That's big time. Wow. ABC Channel 7, Chicago.
And you got the Hey Dudes on? I love it. Those look comfy.
I did not wear socks for that interview.
Nobody knows.
See?
Nobody knows that.
Honestly.
So what you learn on LOCPOD?
I went 2 weeks this summer without wearing socks.
Are you supposed to wear socks with those kinds of shoes?
I think a lot of people do, Joe.
If you know something about Tom, he's all about comfort.
I don't like wearing socks.
I don't have socks on right now.
Thank you. I don't have socks on right now either.
I do.
See, pull in tight.
Nerd.
See if you can see.
I have some. No, you can't.
By
see.
the way, they commented on my "Hey dudes."
Yes.
I was like, "Hey," I dress fancy for you guys. I put a coat on.
She doesn't have socks on.
No,
And those look like Lululemon slacks.
of course.
Yeah.
Very nice.
The
That's my new.
comfiest of all.
I am very comfortable during the day, and I think I look like a nice Senate candidate with nicely dressed Senate candidate.
Sure, you look comfortable.
I am very comfortable.
So the interview was, of course, about September 15th, and
Yeah. I mean, it's big news. It's news across the country. And now there's 2 lawsuits pending, one by the ACLU, the other by the National Organization for Women, trying to basically, it would revert back to the law that was before September 15th. But I don't even know what the status of those lawsuits are.
and
I'm glad. I mean, honestly, I think politically, the Republicans in the supermajority in Indiana were very dumb when they outlawed abortion in Indiana. They were very extreme, and then adding insult to injury, another mistake that they made was delaying it. Like, they were in session in July. If they were going to do this, they should have enacted it in July instead of they're like, let's push it even closer to the election.
Yeah, 6
I mean,
weeks.
politically, really a dumb move politically, because it just everybody is going to be pissed.
Mm-hmm.
But like, you just
Remind
delayed it,
everybody.
and then they're like, let's enact it right before we go to the polls. Okay. And one thing I've noticed is when you're angry, people are much they're much more likely to show up when they're angry than when they're not angry.
Yeah, I mean, locally we've got this congressional race that it seems like the Republicans are all excited about, but I don't see it. But that, I guess, we'll wait for election day. But you got like big names coming to town right on the date that abortion rights in Indiana were abolished.
Who are you talking about?
I saw Nikki Haley, the former South Carolina governor, showed up in Gary.
Yeah,
so that was interesting. They've got these surrogates coming in. They've got to help support these extreme positions, and that's what's happening. I mean, that was kind of shocking. I'm like, Nikki Haley and Gary.
And Gary?
Yeah.
Wow.
She went to. And
I'm sure that'll help the vote.
I know.
I was like, it's a head.
I would love to see a picture from inside that event.
Yeah,
because I guarantee it wasn't that packed.
I can guarantee you there weren't a lot of people from Gary there.
I mean, even if there was, it wasn't that packed.
Yeah.
It was at the auditorium. I guarantee you it was not packed. They haven't taken any pictures from the inside. But interestingly enough, so Nikki Haley, the former governor of South Carolina, is here. And then yesterday, another South Carolina elected official made news a couple of days ago, was Senator Lindsey Graham of South Carolina, who proposed a nationwide abortion ban if the GOP takes control of Congress and the Senate. 15-week nationwide abortion ban. So if Lindsey Graham and the GOP senators that feel like he does, and I imagine, Nikki Haley, who was here in the region yesterday, feels similarly, they would trump laws like the ones in California, like the ones in Illinois, like the ones in, the Democratic-leaning states, and it would make their abortions illegal as well.
Yeah,
after 15 weeks.
It seems really interesting to me, this Lindsey Graham proposition, because he got panned from both sides.
Yeah,
Democrats obviously,
but why?
Right? Well, here, right?
Republicans, why?
Republicans, because they're like, look, dude, we're trying to get our focus on the economy and how bad.
They're trying to get elected. We're trying to get elected.
And they're saying, why
asshole.
are you bringing this back up? Well, I saw a couple of really interesting quotes. It was really interesting, actually. It was this one guy, GOP strategist Chris Modelis, says, bad idea. It rips open a political sore. The political environment was moving back to economic issues.
No, it wasn't.
I agree.
No, it wasn't.
I agree with you.
I know
nationalizes an issue that works against Republicans generically.
The Republicans are trying to take it away from the abortion issue. And that goes back to what I've been telling you all along, is there's an element out there that comes up and says to me, I hope these women remember what happened to them. And I'm like, and since I've been saying this a number of times. I said it on LOCPOD, I say it in public, and people have stopped saying it to me since I've said this. But that goes back to what you just said, Kevin, is they're trying to pivot. Todd Young standing in front of a gas station acting like a fool, pointing to the gas price that's literally lowering
making it look
by
like
the
it's
day.
this huge issue.
Right. And then, by the way, the gas station he stood in front of, I got huge donations from.
Really?
Yeah.
Very
I don't
nice.
think they appreciated that. It was a local, and I don't even want to talk about it because they were unfairly targeted by this asshole senator we have. He's just like, let's stand in front of one of the biggest brands in Northwest Indiana, literally dozens and dozens of these gas stations, and he points at the bullshit high price. Look at these prices! Look at these prices! They all donated to me.
That's nice.
They were like,
That's
seriously,
great.
can you imagine? They're like, this dick stood in front of my place of business and pointed to my price. And so thank you, Senator Young.
Yeah, and so
they all donated to me.
That's great. Yeah, so, I mean, just going back to this Lindsey Graham thing and kind of what the mayor is going about, why Republicans are pissed at Lindsey Graham, this guy who's trying to help the Michigan nominee for governor says, considering that the GOP nominee for governor is desperately trying to change the media discussion back to inflation, education, and crime, Graham's actions are practically inexplicable politically.
Agree.
And so this is another interesting thing. I saw, and this is from a GOP political consulting firm. Voters see Republicans as more extreme than Democrats on abortion, 51 to 32% in battleground states. Additionally, the survey found 41% of likely voters are more likely to vote for Democrats and 24% are more likely to vote for Republicans because of Dobbs. So it shows that it is definitely an important issue to voters in the midterms. And Lindsey Graham's trying to remind everybody what the Republicans are trying to do.
Thank you, Senator Graham. My goal is I would love to get 65% of the women vote. That's my goal.
I think you're a winner.
Oh, if I get 65% of the women vote, that's half the population, Senator Young, that you pissed off. Half the population. And if we can get 2/3 of the women vote, which I think is possible, I don't see how he could beat me.
Well, not only that, like,
I
agree with you.
I don't see, like, the Republicans, Todd Young, and the GOP supermajority in Indiana pissed off half the population.
And he can't pivot to, I want to
look at these gas prices.
I'm saying he can't even pivot to Lindsey Graham's bill.
Mm-mm.
He's on record from 2016 saying total ban on abortion, no exceptions.
No exceptions.
He can't pivot to I like this 15-week idea.
Bullshit, exactly.
Yeah, with exceptions.
With exceptions.
Mm-hmm. Right. Todd Young can't even support that extreme bill. And it's an extreme bill.
But I mean,
Lindsey Graham's trying to outlaw abortion across the country at 15 weeks. And Todd Young, that's too conservative for him. Todd Young has to go even further.
Right. It's too liberal. Right. Too liberal. Right. So, but I think the interesting thing, Mayor, that you've been saying is that, hey, they're not going to just stop here. They're going to go for, and it's happening, right? You said they're going to go for a total ban federally. Well, it's happening.
Well, this is interesting, is they were supposed to talk about same-sex marriage bills going through the Senate, and there was senators getting heartburn, including Indiana Senator Todd Young, who is not in favor of same-sex marriage. And they just decided, Chuck Schumer just decided to delay the vote until after the election. Thanks, Chuck. I mean, that's a huge one for me. Thanks, Chuck. I appreciate that. Senator Schumer, we're supposed to be, he's in charge of the Senate. Why don't you put him on record? The Senate is where great debate is supposed to take place. And we don't want to put the senators on record before November 8th. That's bullshit, Chuck Schumer. And I know we're in the same party. Put him on record. Put Todd Young on record, because when he goes on record, he's going to go on record opposing same-sex marriage. Todd Young is going to say the state of Indiana should decide the fate of same-sex marriage. And then what happens is, if that becomes true, Indiana will outlaw it. So let's put him on the record, Senator Schumer, instead of delaying it until after the election.
I think it's really interesting how it just seems like the GOP wants to legislate things that, like abortion, that should be between a doctor and a woman. They want to legislate like who you can marry and things. I just don't get it.
They're talking about whether or not contraceptives should be allowed at the state level, or whether you should have that right to privacy.
They're all about like less government. This is more government.
Dude,
this is like
can you imagine?
This is like
you want to buy a condom
on its head.
You got to go talk to your senator. Can I buy a condom? I don't know. What do you need that condom for, young man?
You need a prescription from your doctor for that condom.
Ridiculous,
John.
All right.
Why are you talking about me and condoms?
Yeah.
It just seemed like something I should say.
Yeah.
What do you think about that, John?
Yeah.
Condoms.
It's like, dude, Amy listens to this show. What's the matter with you? All right, let's go on.
All right,
let's do some ads.
And come back.
We got some good stuff for after the break.
We're going to talk about Tom on the road.
We don't want to lose you. We got some good stuff. We're going to drop something that's going to amaze you.
Stick around, Facebook listeners.
You'll be talking about it for weeks. Powering America. The Lake County Electricians Training Center is seeking applications for the Electrical Apprenticeship Program. If you are a person who enjoys working with your hands in a challenging and ever-changing environment, the Electrical Apprenticeship might be for you. This apprenticeship opportunity provides tuition-free education along with paid on-the-job training. Successful applicants will be looking to make long-term commitment to their new careers. To learn more about the apprenticeship program, please visit apply697.com. That's apply697.com.
Misprint Printing specializes in delivering the highest quality signs and printing on time and under budget. Misprint's experience and technology offers them allows them to offer custom, commercial, and on-demand printing and sign solutions. And how's your new metal business card?
Works
awesome.
Very well. Yes, it does.
Let's pound that on the table. It's right. Here we go.
Let's pound that on the table.
Here we go. See how beautiful.
Kevin is so inappropriate sometimes.
And he doesn't even realize
know it.
He's too innocent.
Let's pound that.
What?
Let's pound that together on the table.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
I didn't.
Yeah.
It's just way over my head. Rick Baltzenberger and his team have served Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana for over 30 years.
Everybody in the studio was like, what are you saying?
Sorry, Rick. They have 2 convenient locations to serve you in Munster.
Let's pound that on the table.
Hammond.
Oh, wow.
Calumet Brewing.
What would this show be if we didn't just mess with Kevin constantly?
I don't know. What would we do without Kevin?
Yeah.
Bless you, Kevin.
One less caboose.
We welcome you to try Michelob Ultra, a superior light beer brewed for those who understand that it's only worth it if you enjoy it. Containing only 95 calories, 2.6 carbs, and 4.2% ABV, Michelob Ultra is a light lager brewed with the perfect balance of hops and wholesome grains, producing a light citrus aroma and a crisp, refreshing finish. Check out our social media for details on this great family of beers. Enjoy the Ultra lifestyle with beers and cheers responsibly.
It's only worth it if you enjoy it.
The pounding on the table?
So, yeah. Nah, I don't enjoy working out, so I'm done.
What?
I'm just saying, it's only worth it if you enjoy it. That's my new life motto.
It's only worth it if you enjoy it.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
don't really enjoy working out. It's not worth it. I'm done.
I mean, wait a minute. You're like not going to be a triathlete anymore? You're not going to swim?
I like that motto. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. I'm running with that. I'm getting that tattooed.
It's only worth it.
On my lower back.
It can't just be like an arm tattoo.
People will be like, do you have a tattoo, Mayor? I'll be like, yeah. Boom. It's only worth it if you
like
enjoy
pointed
it.
to like the tramp stamp area.
Dude, I don't talk like that, dude. It's disrespectful.
Okay. What'd you say?
I said it's
you used
my
to call
lower,
it a stamp tramp, I think.
It's my lower back message.
Okay.
A message of hope.
That was my
It's only worth it if you enjoy it.
me saying tramp stamp, not the mayor.
What does the senator's tattoo say? It's only worth it if you enjoy it.
On the small of his back.
On the small of my back.
And then the person will say like, how did you see that tattoo?
Yeah.
What?
Byway Brewing.
No, John. No.
Byway Brewing is a family-friendly microbrewery with a spacious tap room and an outside patio. Our brewing equipment offers a unique backdrop for your private event like weddings, reunions, or corporate parties. We are conveniently located just off 8094 at the Kennedy Avenue South exit. Come on by and enjoy Byway's award-winning beers and unbeatable menu. For more information, check out bywaybrewing.beer. That's bywaybrewing.beer.
Just you reading that reminded me I am due to get over there for my favorite burger, the OG.
The original gangster.
Yeah.
They named it after Kevin. It's funny enough.
Yes.
He is the OG.
Yes, absolutely.
Mayor Tom on the road. Let's do the soundboard.
Oh, yes.
Oh my God!
Banjo.
I have a new banjo submission.
Oh, let's go.
Let's go.
But why is the banjo going?
I don't know.
Is this you're on the road?
I was
just proving. We need it on the road again.
All right.
Okay.
On the road again.
Here we go.
Oh, I like this much better. Kyle.
Okay.
Mayor Tom on the road.
No, that's not the on the road one, right? That's when we do funny stories.
All right, you're right.
Do you want to hear the first one again?
No.
Just to compare.
All right, sure.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, here's the first one.
Mayor Tom on the road. Second.
All right.
I'm a number 2.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. I'm the number 1. I meant when I said number 2, I meant the latest. But
You like today's episode?
today's first one that he played.
Okay.
Yeah,
I like it too.
Yeah.
Although that one is starting to appeal to me.
Because it's a great segment introducer.
I was still thinking more backwoodsy, being honest with you.
That's why I like. That's why I like the first
Deliverance.
one.
I was thinking Deliverance. More
Same.
Deliverance.
Scott Yaney sent me the YouTube
That
clip
doesn't.
of that.
It's too upbeat. It doesn't remind me of Deliverance at all.
Yeah,
Kyle's
Deliverance.
gonna quit. Like we're gonna make him come
No,
back
no.
with a
I am
banjo song.
He's
Kyle-
a banjo connoisseur.
I think
now.
Kyle did a great job on the new one. I like that new one.
Let's just keep on making Kyle listen to
So
banjo
all
music.
the buttons are just banjos. Like there's
Yeah.
like
John, give me the backwoods banjo.
John, banjo 5, please.
Yeah, I want to paint this picture, everyone. Tom likes to just rail on everyone like, all I want is just a banjo clip. How hard is
but
this?
But then they're not good enough.
And then you give them one.
I was
No,
very
that's
clear.
shit.
Backwoods,
trash.
It's freaking up.
John, just pound that banjo on the table.
I'm sorry, Kyle, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome
Tell
to the
Kyle
club.
we need more backwoodsy stuff. Like, it's too
that
upbeat.
banjo is too
too
urban.
upbeat.
It's too
Yeah.
much of an urban banjo. I'm looking
so
for a
fun.
backwoodsy banjo.
Looking for like an Echo Deco kind of
Like
postmodern.
a little darker, because it's
Like soul crushing.
Can a banjo,
soul crushing banjo.
Can a
like,
banjo be soul crushing?
Yes,
Yes.
like when
We're gonna
when you
find
hear
out.
the banjo in Deliverance, you knew it was not good.
Oh, that was a bad banjo.
I'm looking for dark banjo, backwoodsy.
Whatever you do, John, do not get rid of the new banjo, though. I like that.
Okay.
All right.
I think you should go with like a "Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego" for your on the road.
Oh.
I
How
like
does that
that.
go?
You're right. That is a
Pull it
good
up.
theme song.
Pull it
Where in the
up,
world is
Pull it
Carmen
up, John.
Sandiego? Pull that up while we're talking
Pull it
about
up while
I
we're
think it's
talking.
copyrighted.
All right.
What?
Oh, boo.
It's
Are
all
you
right.
sure?
What, Facebook? Dude, I hear podcasts all the time playing music. By the way, on Apple Pod.
Where in the world is
if
Carmen
they knock us
we
off
just
Facebook.
played Wayne's World, so
Yeah, it's true, right?
John will get it. John will get it in a second.
All right, on the road. I did some miles this week, and quite frankly, I drove myself, which is unusual.
Yeah, I asked
took
you
the
if you
Mustang.
needed a driver, and you're like, you know what? It's a nice day. It's almost the end of summer.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
drove Mercedes
enjoy
Mustang,
it.
and I'm gonna do that again today.
Top down or up?
Top down. Well, top up there because I didn't want to blow my hair.
Oh.
Top down on the way back.
On the road. Tom's on the road.
Love.
That's really good.
Love. See? That's the one.
It's
Good call,
copyrighted, dude.
It's okay. Just do parts of it. You're doing the whole thing. You're going to get us knocked off the show, dude.
No, I think if we talk over it, they can't pick up on
I
it.
love it.
that's my childhood right
Okay,
Yes.
there.
John, could we grab that? That needs to be on the soundboard.
All right.
Yes, we can, but
We risk being
just as long as we talk over it the whole
loudly.
time.
Okay, Mayor
Can
Tom
we,
on the road.
Can we get that band to come and do like a specific?
That is a damn good song.
idea.
Rockapelli.
I don't think I've ever watched that show in my
The
life.
kids loved it.
Oh.
My kids loved it when they were little.
Huh.
Where in the
All right.
world is Carmen
Good stuff.
Sandiego?
All right.
Good call.
Good
So
geography.
where in the world
show.
is Tom McDermott? How about
I
that?
Where in
love
Indiana
it.
is
Ah.
Where in
Tom?
Indiana is Tom McDermott?
All
Okay,
right. Where were you?
I was in Hammond for
Okay.
one of the days. It was a big day, though. We invited.
You drove yourself to that one.
I drove myself to that one also.
Top, up, or down?
Top. I drove my blue car, but
Top up.
in accordance with the local chairman here, Chairman Dave Warple, who's the Hammond Democratic chairman, and the Lake County chairman Jim Weezer. We hosted 5 contested race candidates, 6 if you count me. I was the MC for the program, and we had Representative Mike Andrade speak first, who is in
Great job.
he's in a tough re-elect right now. He's going to win, but he needs your help. But Mike Andrade is running against a total right-wing zealot. I'm not even going to mention the guy's name, but let's just say Mike Andrade. I know he's raising a good amount of money, but he could use more, and he could use all the women because Mike did vote for choice, and his opponent is pro-life in all cases. By the way, very proud of.
Anti-abortion rights.
And no exceptions. His opponent,
Anti-choice, anti-abortion rights.
forced birth, no exceptions. So even if you get raped, Mike Andrade's opponent is no abortions.
And ironically, not putting it in any of his literature.
No, and he doesn't even put that he's a Republican. But Mike Andrade is a Democrat. Mike Andrade votes with women. Mike Andrade votes with teachers. Mike Andrade votes with unions.
Small businesses.
Mike Andrade is a small business owner. I mean, this is a real good guy who works real hard, and he needs to get reelected. And he's in a district that was gerrymandered. He used to represent Hammond, and they gerrymandered him all the way down to St. John.
Cedar Lake.
When I say they, I'm talking about the Republican supermajority because they try to pick their voters, and they try to take people like Mike Andrade and
Who are great? Who's a great representative?
He's great. He's really one of the best representatives we have, and they're trying to beat him with this no exceptions, pro-life, no exceptions to rape, incest, or life of the mother.
Anti-abortion rights,
Anti-abortion.
anti-choice.
So Mike Andrade, don't forget to vote for him.
Yeah.
Then after Mike, we brought up Senator Michael Griffin, who is one of the smartest financial people I've ever met. He was the clerk treasurer at Highland for 20 plus years. He's been our senator for less than a year. He was caucused in, and Michael also voted with women. Michael is a total asset. He's running in a tough race against the chairman of the Republican Party.
In a district that, again, was drawn.
Gerrymandered.
Yeah,
It
it
was
used to be, Hammond used to have 2 senators. It has 1 now.
Which is gerrymandering. I mean, Hammond's the best
By
city,
definition,
the biggest city in Northwest Indiana. Michael Griffin used to represent Hammond. Now Michael Griffin goes all the way down to St. John, which is miles and miles
Cedar
away.
Lake, I think he said.
Okay, but Michael Griffin is in a tough race. I'm not going to say his opponent is a jerk off. I'm not going to say that because I mean his opponent's a nice guy, but Michael needs to win this race for sure.
I think it'll be interesting to see if they're successful in trying to gerrymander him out and he ends up winning. So that'll be.
I think
that's that.
Michael and Mike are both going to end up winning, and I'm going to tell you they're going to win for the same reasons that I'm going to win, is because women are going to power all the pro-choice candidates like Mike Andrade, like Michael Griffin, like Tom McDermott. Women are going to power us to victory.
Michael Griffin was energized, man, at that event.
You know what's great? I mean, he's a great speaker. Okay, he's a college professor too. He's smart, real smart. For those of you who don't know Michael, he's very intelligent.
Get to know him. Check him out.
Yeah, he'll start off with a quote, from like a founding father off the top of his head.
Yeah, I was going to say he doesn't even like have notes.
No, yeah. So Michael, God dang, where was I going with this?
Sorry, I got you off your thing.
No, I forgot what I was going to say. It was something flattering about Michael.
Well, there's a lot of flattering stuff about him. And by the way, I've noticed that both Senator Griffin and Representative Andrade have been canvassing together throughout the common areas of their district.
Good.
Which is a lot of fun.
I think very highly of both of them.
Yep.
And I urge all my supporters, all the region residents that listen to LOCPOD, Michael Griffin and Mike Andrade are good elected representatives, and they need help, and they need to win. Their districts were gerrymandered. So that they could be beat. And if we lost Mike Andrade and Michael Griffin from the General Assembly, that's a huge loss for Indiana.
Right, exactly.
It's a huge loss. They're two very good, hardworking, smart, honest people. And quite frankly, in Mike Andrade's case, the person that we would be replacing him with is a disgrace.
That's right.
Is a disgrace. He would embarrass Northwest Indiana multiple times. I guarantee it. So. We also had Jessica McClellan, who's our treasurer candidate. She's the Monroe County treasurer. She drove up 3 hours plus, did an event in Hammond, and drove back. And I did the same thing the other day, and that's dedication. And Jessica's been in Northwest Indiana multiple times. She's a great young lady. She's hardworking. She's all over the state. In fact, her and I are going to be in Fort Wayne at a common event very soon. And Jessica is such a great honor, and she gave us a real personal story about domestic violence and how she experienced that as a young mother and how she got over it. And I really think it's a very good story to hear. It's powerful.
I think the interesting thing about that story, and we've heard it because we've been on the trail with her for the last couple months, is that I like the way that she pivots on it into like, I tell this story not because I'm asking for pity. I tell this story because I want everyone to know that we all have a story, and this happens to be mine, and this is where I'm at.
True.
I've gone through these tough times, and here I am running statewide as treasurer.
Mm-hmm.
It's like one of those. It's one of those. I get goosebumps when she tells it.
Yeah,
it's really good
She's
message.
a sweetheart. She reminds me a lot of Marissa. As her style in public. Okay, Marissa's
upbeat and
like sort of like America's sweetheart, sort of too. And I mean that in all compliments. Like very emotional, very personable, and emotional meaning sometimes they'll actually get like teary eyed. Or straight up just start like getting emotional during the speech. I do that sometimes. Okay, usually if I'm talking about something I'm very emphatic about and I'm very emotional about. But it's Jessica, she'll tear up quite often.
Yep.
It's funny. We all mess with her a little bit on the campaign trail. But I would do that to Marissa when she was running.
It goes
I'd
to
like,
show
Marissa, you got to
like,
stop crying during your speeches.
Or I'll be standing like backstage and you're saying, "Oh, she's gonna cry. Just watch. She's gonna cry. She's gonna cry."
And then I remember when she ran the first time, I'd be like, "Marissa, you gotta stop crying." But you know what? Though it helped her.
Well, I think
she
it
knew
shows
what she was
how
doing.
passionate they are about what they're
she
talking about.
and
Like you don't think that they're faking it.
No,
right?
There's no way you think they're faking it.
I mean, they're like they really mean what they say.
I agree, but at the same time, I get nervous when you cry during speeches. If you're doing it too much, I get nervous that you come off as a little bit like not tough,
disingenuous, or
no, like I don't know.
Oh, not tough. I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if I cried a lot, I would think it would hurt my image a little bit. Part of my image is sort of being a tough, hard-nosed mayor. I don't know. So anyway,
I mean, I think it's one of those things that when I have seen Jessica tear up, when I've seen Marissa tear up, when I've seen you tear up, to me it always seems very much it's because you really mean what you're saying.
Well, yeah,
and I think
and Jessica's. She's awesome.
Yeah.
She's got a great story. She's working her butt off. She deserves to be our treasurer, and she is a treasurer, by the way, which is important, right? And then we have Zanae Brooks, who was there. Zanae is an auditor. She's CPA. She's also just working her tail off. I see her all over the place. Also, I ran into her. I think Jessica was at Michigan Town. I run into all of them all the time. But Zanae is also a first lady of a large church in Indianapolis. Her
and
husband,
a CPA. It's go figure. Like you said, what do
know.
you know? We have a treasurer running for treasurer,
and she was
a CPA running for auditor.
Right? And all women, by the way.
Yeah.
Except for me.
Impressive.
Yeah. And then, by the way, Michael Griffin he said, I think of this statewide ticket as the Supremes. And I'm like, what the? And I look real quick. Freaking Supremes didn't have a guy in it. I'm like, it's all women. So I had to point that out.
He meant the statewide ticket, or the statewide women ticket, right. I think. He wasn't calling you a Supreme. Maybe he was.
Zanae Brooks. Going to be awesome.
Solid.
She's super impressive. She's a D1 athlete in college.
Yeah.
She's a badass.
And I love her story about, we started out at Louisville as the last place in Conference USA, and we ended up winning the Big East tournament by my senior year. If that doesn't show that she's a winner.
She's a winner. Yeah. She knows how to win. She's grinding, which is what you got to do to win. I love running with her and Jessica. And our Secretary of State candidate, Destiny Scott Wells, who's doing a great job. She is just got done being active duty. She's an Army vet. She's tough. She's smart. She told me a year before Dobbs became law of the land, she told me that was going to happen. That was in French Lick. She's like, you have to look at this case. It's Dobbs. It's going up to the Supreme Court right now. And she told me way before it happened. And I give her credit for that. She's the first person that told me about that case. And now everybody knows what Dobbs is now. Destiny was telling me over a year ago.
Yeah, I thought it was really cool that you're able to get everybody up. In fact, John's got a photo that we can show. What a big crowd. It was standing room only.
That's
John,
I don't know.
Can you bring that up? Or
Yep.
How many people is that,
Thank
you guys?
John. Good work.
Jill, you've seen that room a number of times.
Whoa.
What do you think?
A lot of people.
Each of the tables is what? 5 or 6 people. There's
more.
No, I think there was
8.
8 or
8 in each, and there's what? I don't know. A lot of tables.
15, 20. I would say we had over 200 crowd. It was and it was standing along I was standing in the back.
Right.
Because
there's people
no seats.
there's no seats left. Mm-hmm. So yeah, we did a few hundred people, and for the statewides, Jessica, Zanae, Destiny, for Mike Andrade, for Michael Griffin. And by the way, I'm running also, but I was MC that night. I didn't even really give my speech. It was
you weaved it in though. I liked how you weaved it in.
I did
in between.
I was doing it
good
slyly. Because you know that because you've heard my speech a million times.
Yeah, it was good.
Right. So anyway, that was the first trip on the road, and then I did a trip to Bloomington, which was awesome. I did it by myself. We indicated I drove Marissa's car. Marissa's convinced that her car is better than mine because I drive it now.
Oh,
but I drive it first off.
Summertime.
Not only that, let's be honest. Marissa's not listening right now. She's probably listening, but let's be honest. Her car's a dime a dozen, and it's a great car. It's a dime a dozen.
Whoa,
it is. I was like, babe, we'll just put the cars on your Mustang GT red, which I've seen 20 of, and if once we get too many miles, we'll just trade it in. We'll get another red Mustang GT.
There you go.
It's not unique like that. It's a great car. It's fun to drive. It's awesome in the summer. My car is unique.
Shelby.
My car is I've only seen one car that's even close to it, and that car is a Mustang. It's not even a Shelby.
Well, I know that, and this is no offense to Marissa's car.
Yeah, I love this. Marissa, so we love your car, but yeah.
People come up to your car.
I get it all the time.
Oh my God,
I got it this
Shelby
morning.
And
I got it this morning driving here. You'll just get randos thumbs out the window. My car is that car.
It's cool.
I drive Marissa's car. I don't get thumbs out the window. I get thumbs, It's it's a nice car, honey. It's a nice car, but I've seen 20 that look exactly like it. And once we put a lot of miles on this, we'll trade it in and get another one. It looks just like it if you want.
But it's hard to get rid of yours.
I can't.
Yeah.
I think we're stuck with this one. It's a unique car. I think, honestly, I'm going to be 80
years old.
You got
lucky when you got it.
I did.
Really
That's what
lucky.
I'm saying. So now I'm not just randomly putting miles on it. I'm like, hey, I only got 20,000 miles. It's a 2010.
I'm going to Bloomington, Marissa. See you later. I'm
taking
your car.
Right. I did. And she's like, because my car is better. That's how she approaches it. I'm like, baby, it's nice out. I love the top down, but my car would blow your car away if we were in a race. And she knows it, dude. So
she knows it.
I love you, babe.
Yes.
Miss you.
Thank
She's
you,
on the
Marissa,
road.
for letting
Marissa's on the road again,
use your
too.
car.
So anyway,
Bloomington
did the Bloomington trip with top up on the way down, and then came back. But while I was in Bloomington, I talked to the Monroe County Dems who were doing a phone banking.
We got a nice headquarters.
Yeah, it's really nice headquarters. So they gave me a parking spot.
There you are.
Yeah. So that was me talking to the phone bankers, and then I did a phone bank myself.
Oh, really?
And then the report,
got on the phone.
Yeah, I did
Very
one.
Nice.
I didn't know what the hell I was doing.
They
were like, "You're an experienced politician."
Phone banking is awful.
I love phone banking.
But you know what?
Awful.
You know what I don't like?
I
Jill?
like it.
I don't like scripts. I know you guys have noticed that. I like to freelance, and they have this really rigid script I had to stick to. It sucks.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think it's good for people when they come to Phone Bank because they're not familiar with it, right? I mean, you're involved in politics for the last 20 years. So it's nice when you come to a phone bank. What do I do? Oh, here, read the script. And I think as you start to phone bank, you freelance. You riff a little bit.
I did.
Yeah.
So I did some phone banking. But those are great young people that were there doing the phone bank. And then in walks the Indiana IU Daily Student, the student newspaper. They give me like a 20-minute interview. And it was a good interview.
That's a great paper, by the way.
And by the way, the young lady that was the photographer was Tim Bianco's daughter.
No way.
Yeah. Gosh, I forgot her name off the top of my head. I want to say
that's great. Tim Bianco, attorney here in Lake County.
I want to say Bridget. For some reason. I'm going off the top of my head. I apologize
awesome.
if I made it. Yeah, but I told her how great her dad was, and Tim was just a great
Tim's
guy.
a great dude.
We started practicing fairly close to each other. Did he? Yeah. Anyway, and then I went straight from there to an abortion right rally in downtown Bloomington
on the square, courthouse square, right?
So I get there and I'm supposed to talk, and everybody's like, because it's a not-for-profit. It's run by ACLU, not-for-profit, and it's run by NOW, National Organization for Women, not-for-profit. And the fact that they're letting me talk is like, they're nervous about it because they don't want to screw it up. They don't want me to go up there and say, vote out Todd Young, I'm running on November 8th. If I do that, they lose their nonprofit, and they're getting nervous, right? So they're like, they give me like 40 things I can't say. And it's like basically obliterated every speech I ever give. I'm like, what the I don't know what to say. Like, it makes me nervous because, like
you don't want to screw it up. Right?
I don't want to screw it up for them.
Right.
But this is what I talk about every day of my life. Wow. And then basically said, everything you say, you can't say any of that. And then you know, so I go up there and I'm like, and I was nervous. I was with Leandre and I'm like, dude, I don't know what I'm even going to say. Like, they give me a list of all the things I can't say, which is all the stuff I normally say. And he's like, no, just go up there and say this and say that. And I'm like, God. And first off, 10 TV cameras there. There's tons of media, tons of people. It's the day before SEA 1 goes into effect. So it's in Bloomington, for those that aren't aware, is very politically involved. Very politically active. Very left. So it's a friendly place for me. Actually, a little further left than me. Not even a little. A lot further left than me on most issues. So, like, I'm the one they're frustrated with. They want to pull me where they're going. So when I'm in Bloomington, I'm sort of uncomfortable because I'm not as far left as a lot of the positions usually.
It's the kind of place if like you want to have a rally, there'll be a lot of people showing up for the rally.
Like I said, there's 10 TV. I was like, where is this TV from? Like, there's more. I'm like counting. I know how many markets are in Indiana. There's more TV cameras there than markets.
Okay.
So I'm like, holy crap, I'm freelancing. I can't use any of my normal stuff in front of like multiple TV cameras. So I start pecking away on my iPhone because I had like 15 minutes and it was good. I was listening to some of the speeches and I start pecking away. I came up with this. You want me to go through it real quick?
Sure.
All right. It's not right. That was the name of it. I did this on my iPhone standing there to get ready to go. I said,
all right.
Want to start out by saying I don't want to risk the 501c3 status
just
for ACLU and NOW. Right. I was like, this is the stuff I normally talk about. I can't talk about it. So I'm like, if you're interested in who I am, please Google my name and you can learn all about me. Okay. Start off like that. Right. Yeah. So I said, it's not right that by passing the Dobbs case, the U.S. Supreme Court didn't respect 50 years of precedent. And I freelanced on this. I'm just giving you the quick version. It's not right that Merrick Garland isn't on the U.S. Supreme Court. It's not right that the U.S. Supreme Court sanctioned discrimination against women in red states. It's not right that the Indiana legislature didn't ask women what they wanted. It's not right that the Indiana legislators passed SB 1 without public input. It's not right that a state that ranks near the bottom of most health metrics is forcing the birth of more children we aren't prepared to take care of. It's not right that, like other states, Michigan, for example, the legislature didn't want a public referendum before SB 1's passage on the November ballot. It's not right that a legislature composed of 90% male legislators made this decision for women. It's unjust that this law is set to take place in our state tomorrow, making abortion illegal in almost every circumstance. It's not right that Hoosier doctors, afraid of a zealous Indiana Attorney General, are discouraged from practicing reproductive medicine on Hoosier women. However, I do believe in democracy. When elected officials overstep, it's incumbent upon those that don't agree with those actions to take action. One thing I've learned in 19 years of elected office, voters that are angry are far more likely to vote than voters who are content. It's an unfortunate fact of life, but it's true. So the question I have for you, Monroe County, are you angry enough?
Did that get a big?
Are you motivated enough?
Ooh.
Do you plan to vote? I did those with pause. Everybody was like, yes!
Oh, fun.
Yes!
That's
yes!
cool.
And I said, we need lines at the polls, Monroe County. Let's do this.
And?
I killed it.
Yeah, a lot of applause. Those are good applause lines.
I did that, like, standing there getting ready to go on stage. I was
good
just
work.
Like, that was a good one, right?
Real good.
I came up with that. Honestly, Leandre was like, dude.
It's good.
He was impressed. I was like,
I like it. I like it now. I like the theme. I like the theme.
I kept it.
Keep
I
it.
kept it. That's
Keep
on
it.
my phone.
That's a keeper.
I know. That's a good one, right?
Good.
So so I did that. So I'm walking. So we walk downtown, and then Leandre is like, let's just walk to IU. We're right here. It wasn't right there. It was like a mile away. We walk in a soaring heat. I have a jacket on. So by the time I show up to IU classroom to talk to IU college Dems, I'm soaking wet. But we go in there. I killed a speech in front of the college Dems. Took a picture with your son, Aiden.
Yeah, he showed
up. With
up.
Kyle Kennedy, good
Nice.
friend, Rose and John's son. Kyle shows up with a bunch of their friends, and we took a picture. They showed up and heard my speech.
There
I'm going
they
to
are.
put this up right now. Guys,
What's that?
You submitted this picture to the shared notes.
All
it's
right.
literally this size.
Really?
Let me
it's
blow
way
it
bigger.
up.
It's way bigger on my...
It looks like everyone's like pixelated for like privacy purposes or
Oh, yeah?
something.
Did you put it up?
Yeah, well, that's Kyle.
is. Oh,
Around
whoops.
me, that's Kyle and Aiden. Kevin's son, Aiden. Kevin and Jana's son, Aiden, is junior?
He is a junior.
Yeah. And then Kyle's a freshman.
Yes, he is.
And that's all of Kyle's friends.
All
so
his pals.
You'll just have to believe us when we describe
Yeah.
these pixelated
That's really them.
figures, who they are.
Hey, man, let's bounce off Mayor Tom on the road. This
All
is
right.
interesting.
Good.
I saw a video last night of Marjorie Taylor Greene, and I have to give her credit. Okay, first off, she's walking from. This takes about a minute or two. Okay, she's walking from an event in Washington D.C. back to the Capitol, and she has a blogger, a left-wing blogger, that's anti Second Amendment, basically asking for her to take a vote on guns, and he is pestering her on video, and she's giving it back to him on video. And I don't like what she's saying. I hate her message, but I respect her how on point she stays. Like as an elected official, I have to tip my cap to her. I hate everything she's talking about, but you have to give her credit for being on point, in my opinion. So
On point meaning keeping to her talking points.
keeping to her talking points.
I'm protecting children.
You're helping kids get shot in school.
No, I'm not.
Record me. I don't give a fuck.
No, you
You're
know
helping.
what? You're a coward is what you
How
are.
am I a
You know
coward?
what?
You're the one running away. You're the one
one
running away.
No, gun rights protect people. That stops people from
Oh yeah, what does gun rights do for all the kids who keep getting shots in school? How am I a coward? Representative
You're
Green,
scared of
please.
guns.
Am I scared of
You're
guns?
scared of legal gun owners that want to protect their kids in school.
What's-
Shame on you.
How? Shame on
You know
me?
what? Yeah, go move to another country where they take away your guns.
I want to live in a country where kids don't get shot.
Okay,
I
let's
want
go ahead.
to live in a country where kids don't get shot.
Can I jump?
This
I
goes
just
on
wanna-
for like 3 minutes.
I want to jump ahead to. She like steps on this girl's.
Yeah,
shoes.
thank
Let
you,
me-
John.
let me play
Here it
this
is.
here.
Second Amendment. How does the Second Amendment prevent gun violence? You're the one that believes that the insurrection
Step out of the
was
way.
interest.
You're blocking a member of Congress.
Excuse me, ma'am.
She
What?
kicked her. She kicked her.
Totally kicked her.
She kicked the student.
Whoa.
To tell her, but granted, the student was blocking her. Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
so like you have to picture, and I know that for those that are streaming, MGT has like her security detail that is like walking in front of the cameras, shielding her from the blogger, shielding her from the students, and they were literally like the young lady that got kicked by MGT, and MGT did kick her. The young lady like went in front of the Congresswoman and slowed a very slow walk, and MGT kicked her and said, "Get out of my way!" Straight up kicked her. You know, don't like anything that comes out of the Congresswoman's mouth. I think she's an abomination as a Congresswoman. However, I sort of have to tip my cap as a fellow elected official and say she is under attack, and she just sticks to her talking points like a champ. I mean,
At least she makes the walk, right? I mean, some
Yeah, you're right.
people take the tunnel or something. You know,
she
so
almost like she wanted that to happen.
I'm no fan, and like just
No,
listening
I'm no
to her,
fan
I'm just
either.
like, ugh.
I agree, and by the way, it shows you how tough that issue is because
Yeah.
she obviously strongly believes in the words coming out of her mouth. Right? Move to another country that takes your guns. I love the Second Amendment. I want to protect my family with guns. And then you have the other guy that's saying we don't want to have schools where kids are getting shot in school, kids are getting killed on the streets.
He's like, I don't want to live in a country where kids get shot.
Right.
You know what I observed in this? So that first guy,
Yeah.
then the woman that she stepped on, it was all the shock value bullshit. Like
right. It's not really a debate.
It was bullshit.
It's like yelling at each other.
But then this young lady came up. I'm going to play this. She actually seems sincere, I respect that. Right here.
We're literally unpaid. I have a quick question. I was in Boulder during the Colorado shooting at the supermarket, where 10 people were murdered down the street.
You know what? I support people.
See, this woman, she doesn't have a phone in her hand.
No.
She just wants to ask her question. These other two, clowns.
And she interrupts her then. Then MGP kind of interrupts her. Or MGT, sorry.
But,
anyway.
Wow.
Interesting.
But I tell you, man.
Are you ready for that, Tom? That kind of when you're walking down the street?
I am. I'm not going to be a jerk about it. And I mean, I'd like to think that my positions are... No, I mean, that won't be pleasant, but I'll just take the tunnel.
I'll just take the tunnel.
I know you. You won't take the tunnel.
I won't take the tunnel.
No.
That's funny.
Hey, you see what's going on in the Secretary of State race? It's getting a little ugly with Destiny Scott Wells and Diego Morales.
Yeah, I can't figure out if this is like an issue or not an issue, right? It's like, it seems like, a couple things. I saw James Briggs is from Indy Star, comes out with an article. I think it was entitled like Diego Morales's military record is confusing.
Right.
And then
like they were sort of questioning whether he had
veteran status, I think.
Whether he's a veteran.
Right, it's kind of a technical issue, and I don't know the answer. So I don't want to get in the weeds on this. All I can say is I know Destiny Wells is a veteran or is an active duty person, right?
I imagine Diego is too. In fairness,
I don't know. All I know is the
seriously,
the guy's an election denier.
I'm telling you straight up,
with me.
If he is lying about his service record,
He's done.
You got to be. That is the kind of thing that's intolerable in politics.
Death knell.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you lie about your service. And I
guarantee you, by the way, I've said a lot of things about my service record. I guarantee you that Todd Young's people have scoured my service record. And go ahead and scour.
Yep.
I did tons of time underwater.
You're really a Navy diver.
I'm really a Navy diver. I'm really a Navy nuke electrician. I really did 4+ years on a submarine.
You really enlisted at 18?
I really enlisted at 18. So you can scour all you want on mine. I'm not nervous about this in the slightest bit. All I know is anybody that lies about their military service record, if that turns out to be true, doesn't deserve to be elected dog catcher, much less Secretary of State.
Yeah, and I don't know. It's a confusing issue.
So Diego dropped his DD-214, which is your separation paper that indicates basically all of your stats mine will tell you how much time I did on the sub, how much time I did underwater, all the ranks that I achieved, all the awards I achieved. It's like a summary of my 6-year enlistment. Diego actually dropped it in response to all this criticism about his service record.
Yeah, it started with an article in the Star. So I don't know where that's going. It's out there. Do the research on your own. All I know is that Destiny is for sure an Army veteran. Or would you call her a veteran yet? Or I don't,
yeah, she's a veteran.
Veteran, and
I think she's. So when you get out of the military, you're still attached for I was attached for 2 years.
Okay.
I wasn't in the military anymore. I didn't have to show up to anything, but for 2 years. So I did 6 years, and then for the first 2 years, I was able to be recalled at any time. Like if we went to war
or something,
and they were like,
"We need electricians."
Yeah, they would have called me back. And for 2 years, I was counting down, basically waiting until that 2 years was up. So I think Destiny's in that period right now. Okay. She's received her honorable discharge, and she's still attached. In fact, she's a reservist.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, because she did her active. She did her reserve training over the summer. I remember that. Yeah. So, but anyway, I think it's we're very lucky to have Destiny on the ticket. She's an amazing woman. She's tough.
She's not an election denier.
She's working her ass off too, man. She's all over the state.
She is.
So it's anyway, I know we got to get Destiny's and and Jessica. We got to get them back on the show.
They mentioned that when we saw. I saw each of them on Tuesday. They were like,
they did mention that.
When do we get to come on LOCPOD?
So we'll do one. Maybe we'll do one where we do 10 minutes with each of them and come through.
Or
get them
on. Get them each on.
Yeah, we can talk. We can talk about the Supremes, if we're the Supremes or not, and where my role is in the Supremes, because there's no guy in the Supremes.
Yeah,
I don't like that. So anyway, now you know why Now you know why we're Belgium's top-rated podcast. It's because of quality shows like the one we just put out there today. So, Jill, thanks for doing another great show with us, and helping us through. And Kevin Smith, it's great to see you. Thanks for thank you, John.
Over it.
Thank you, John, for the great soundboard action. So this is officially our second sound, and we got the banjo. We got the banjo down today.
The new
too.
banjo,
right? So, and coming to you live from Munster, Indiana, is the locomotive of LOCPOD, Mayor Tom, candidate for U.S. Senate. Thanks for listening to LOCPOD, Belgium's top-rated podcast. We will see you on Tuesday. Take care, everybody.
Right on the Red Sea to Greenland, they'll be singing the blues. in San Diego.